Okay, guys, now we enter into one of the more important sections of the semester. It's factoring trinomials. Okay, so being able to say, take a trinomial, look down here, that looks like this, and write it in factored form like this. Okay, so this is what our job to do is to try to streamline this section. This is section 5.5, and I am going to split it up into two videos again. One that deals with the so-called easier types of trinomials, and then the next video will be the ones that give us a little more difficulty. Because it's a really important skill. We use it all the time through math. When you are done with math in your career, you can throw it all away. But until then, this is something you want to strengthen. So here we go with trinomials. Let's start out just saying x squared. Okay, so start by, the way I usually introduce this is I take two binomials and I multiply them together, and I act I'm really careful, okay, to show the mechanics of the FOIL. That's what we're doing, is we're multiplying these two together. So I'm going to ask you guys also, where does the x squared come from? Well, it's the first two terms, isn't it? Okay. So when you're factoring, you keep that in mind, okay? And then you have x times 8, 3 times x, and then 3 times 8. And I'm telling you now in this example, do you see the 8, the 3, and the 24 and how they work out? Okay. If you've done this before, you know the lesson's going to be something like this. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 plus 3 is 11. Lo and behold, there's your 24 in your trinomial, and there's your 11. So when the problem starts off with just x squared, it's actually kind of an easier game, although games with numbers can drive some people crazy. Okay, a lot of people crazy. Okay, I like this note where I say, note that of all the numbers in the universe, only 3 and 8 add up to 11 and multiply to make 24. So those are the winner, winner, chicken dinner numbers. When you multiply it out, you get the 11 and the 24. When you factor back, you get the 8 and the 3. Okay, so here's a note. These are notes on the process. You should really study these guys and work your homework, maybe looking at this. And of course, I upload a file for you to see these things. First of all, if you're factoring a trinomial has 3 terms, and there's an x squared term. If it just begins with x squared, our first move is right here. So we know that it's going to go x plus or minus something times x plus or minus something else, okay? The next step is to find the magic numbers that, and in fact, I'm doing the same problem again, that multiply to make 24. So we're going to list, oh, I don't know, let's choose another color here, green again, okay? So there's one list, 1 times 24. There's one pair, I should say, 2 times 12. 3 times 8, 4 times 6. They all multiply to make the 24. But now you're going to find the so-called magic pair of numbers that add to 11. And there they are, 3 and 8. This gives us the oi in FOIL, so to speak. If we were to FOIL it out, it gives us way up here, this part of FOIL right there. That has to match for you to get the right answer. And so you put in your winning numbers, 3 and 8, in your parentheses up here. You could go, okay, so it's plus 3, it's plus 8. All right, I got it, great. And that's how you do these problems. Okay, so it's best, again, to just see the thing happen. I actually typed out another example. So let's look at this one. Okay, so it says x squared minus 2x minus 15. Remember, we're trying to get it in factored form. It's a numbers game. Some of you guys are going to be really good at this and enjoy this part. So what I'm telling you to do, number one is, oh, it started with just x squared. Okay, it has to be x times x to make x squared. When you FOIL, I get the x squared. Now, you got to figure out the numbers. Let me do that a different color. You've got to figure out the numbers that go here and here. And to do that, you look at this last number here, which is minus 15. And you go, what are the numbers that multiply to make minus 15? Well, the negative's important. Negative 1 times 15, negative 3 times 5, 1 times negative 15, 3 times negative 5. Yeah, we have to consider who's negative, okay? You have to. So I made an exhaustive list. That's everything that could possibly go in. That's that step. The next step is which pair of numbers adds up to, this is the all-important result, negative 2. Which one adds up to negative 2? All right, let's look. Well, of all of them, here's the winner right here, because 3 plus a negative 5 is indeed negative 2. So the OI in FOIL is 3x minus 5x is negative 2x. That's what we're looking for. We're trying to match that negative 2x, okay? All right, so we found the numbers. So we put next to x, we go, one of them can be plus 3, the other one could be minus 5, or it could be minus 5 and plus 3, because multiplication is commutative, not convinced, multiply out and see. And I'm going to do that. So what we found as an answer is x plus 3 and x minus 5. Or if you want, you can go x minus 5 and x plus 3. It doesn't matter. What you're going to get is x squared, okay, minus 5x plus 3x minus 15 is x squared, combined terms, minus 2x. What am I doing? X squared minus 2x minus 15. That is what we were trying to factor. We did it, and the answer is this or this one. I don't care which, because you can write it in either order. And that's an example there. All right, so that's the stuff we're doing. I still don't feel like I'm really making it clear enough. So here are 3 more examples. Excuse me. You can try them by pausing right now and then coming back, and I'm going to do them right now. All right. So what I do is I notice that first of all, it starts off as x squared, so I know I'm going to go x. I'm going to change the color. Now I look at the back term, which is 10. And what makes 10? 1 times 10. What else? 2 times 5. But I also need to, I don't know why I'm going crazy with the colors today. I need to add up to 7x. So if I add these two, I get 11. If I add these two, I get 7. That's the winner. And those are the magic numbers. So I put those guys in there, right there. So I don't care which order I put in. I go plus 2, plus 5, or plus 5 and plus 2. But that's how that one factors. Okay, on to the next one. I don't care that it's y. Who cares? So I'm going to write this as it's starting off as y squared. Okay, so y times y is y squared. We're in great shape. This time we're looking at negative 30. So we got to consider all the multiples of negative 30. Negative 1 times 30. Do you get extra points for making the entire list? No, it is what it is. 1 times negative 30. Negative 2 times 15. 2 times negative 15. I know. A negative 3 times 10. 3 times negative 10. Are you kidding me? Keep going. 4, 5. Negative 5 times 6. And then 5 times negative 6. Okay. Now, of all these, this entire list, if you're exhaustive, you'll have a chance at this. We're looking for the ones that add up to negative 7. There it is. These add up. 3 plus negative 10 is negative 7. That's the winner. So our answer is going to be, you know what it is. Put the numbers in. So plus 3 and minus 10. Anyone out there that's a little bit faster at this than I am right now? Yeah, this is kind of a beginning algebra level, but I don't care. Do you? Okay, so that one is what it is. Now, anytime you're not sure, you FOIL it out. Okay. This third example, and the last example, no, we probably have one more. Yeah. What you do with the GCF. Yeah. Okay. This third example, I'll just give it to you. Watch out for the GCF in the third problem. What do you do with the GCF? Here's what you do. Get it out of there. So we're going to write this as, it looks like you have 5 in all of them. So we're going to get out a 5. get out of 5, get out of 5, get out of there 5. And left behind is x squared minus 10x minus, ooh, what is that, 60? I think so. Like so. Okay, I gotta make sure. That's not 60. What the heck is it? It's 20, right? Somebody help me do math. It is. 5 goes in there. Let's see. I can't believe I'm stymied on that one. Guess what I'm going to do? Just like you guys, 120 divide 5 is 24. I wasn't even close. So that's 24. Glad I have a calculator for this test. So what do you do with the GCF? He's along for the ride. Leave him in your problem, okay? And I have a note down here of another one that you can look at, okay? Just as a reminder. So now we're factoring this trinomial. The GCF is pulled out of the way. It's a more advanced problem. You're going to see a lot of them in the homework. We're going to start with x and x because it starts off with x squared. Okay. Then we look at the factors of minus 24. We've got to do this thing again. Okay, so we have like minus 1 times 24. 1 times minus 24. Minus 2 times 12. This is a tough one. 24 is awful fun. 2 times minus 12. Minus 3 times 8. 3 times minus 8. Minus 4 times 6. 4 times minus 6. Which one, folks, adds up to the magic number? What is the magic number? The magic number is minus 10. I want to there it is, right there. 2 plus a negative 12 is minus 10. So put it in. The answer is, you can write x plus 2 and then minus 12 and circle it and say, there's my last answer. That's how it's done. Okay? You got to practice the heck out of it. This is the end of this particular video. It is all about if you start off with x times x, if it's x squared or y squared or whatever. The trouble with this particular problem, this last one we did, is students on a test will go, oh my gosh, I've got to factor this, and they work really hard with 5x and x, and they work with the factors of 120, and they don't even get the GCF out, and they don't even get full credit. So always, always, always watch out for the GCF. Okay, and I'll be back for the tougher variety. All right.